I am so excited to bring you today one of my favorite books by Florence Scovel Shinn that changed my life way back in 1989. She was an artist, author, and a metaphysics teacher in New York in the early 20th century. She was known for her brilliant ideas and her amazing understanding of how our desires work, which led her to write the book, The Game of Life and How to Play It. Today I'm happy to summarize what she wrote, and I hope it brings you as much joy as it has to me. Understanding the concept she shared is essential in getting the law of attraction to work in your life too. Stay with me and let's understand each chapter of her book together. The first chapter talks about how life isn't a battle but a game. Just like other games, strategies and rules are integral parts of life. Success in the game of life can only be brought by knowing the spiritual laws. Florence Shinn believed that the Bible's Old and New Testaments are both references to these laws. One of the principles the game of life goes by is giving and receiving. This has been mentioned in the Bible many times. Whatever a man soweth, that shall he also reap. If one chooses to give out love, he is also expected to receive love. In the same way, a person who releases anger and hate is also bound to receive the same. This principle does not only govern our actions, but our thoughts too. Shinn stated how our imaging faculty plays a crucial role in this game. Whatever you imagine later on manifests in your life and affairs. Someone who always thinks of negative things is destined to experience unwanted situations too. Florence Shinn gave us an example of how this works. There was a man who feared a certain disease so much to the point that he constantly imagined and thought about it. No matter how much he avoided it, since it was constantly in his thoughts, he later on got it. This disease even caused him death. This is how powerful our thoughts can be, which is why Shinn suggested we train our imaging faculty to think about good things only. In this way, we attract the pleasant things in life like wealth, love, and success. But how does one train the scissors of the mind? The Greeks have actually figured this out already. This is through knowing thyself, or understanding our mind first. The mind has three departments. The first one is the subconscious, or the part of our mind that has the power but no direction. When we feel or think about something, it is impressed on this department and carried out in our mindset. Our subconscious is still under the principle of giving and receiving. What we plant in our subconscious can manifest in our realities sooner. Second, the conscious or the mortal or carnal mind. This is the part responsible for seeing the world as it is. This part is capable of seeing everything happening in your life, especially death, disasters, and other limitations. Third, the superconscious or the God mind. Each one of us has this, and it functions as the realm of the perfect ideas. This can be further understood through Plato's perfect pattern or the divine design in every person. All our thoughts and desires have a perfect picture found in our superconscious mind. According to Florence Shinn, it usually flashes around the conscious as an unattainable idea, or what many would describe as something too good to be true. Despite all these, a lot of us are still unaware of our true destinies. Oftentimes, we are tempted to go for things and situations that weren't meant for us in the first place. It's as if we are forcing things to happen. This only leads to failure and dissatisfaction in the future. One clear example of this is the woman whom Florence Scovel talked to. She wanted to receive a word about the guy she was currently dating, but Shin knew this was against the spiritual laws to force such things. Instead, she just said that if AB is the right man, you can't lose him, and if he isn't, you will receive his equivalent. Later on, the woman realized they weren't compatible with each other. From there, she experienced the law of substitution. A right idea was substituted for a wrong one, therefore was no loss or sacrifice involved. Aside from our thoughts, we also give out energy through our words. Therefore, they are also under the principle of giving and receiving. As Jesus said, "By your words ye are justified, and by your words ye are condemned." Many have invited failure and disasters in their lives because they were not careful of the words they speak. Multiple stories in this chapter included individuals who used to live such abundant lives but lost everything just because they kept speaking of poverty. Good thing the law works both ways. The situation of lack may be changed to abundance just by declaring it through words. However, all these things mean nothing if we don't believe in it. This chapter teaches us that all things are possible, but it can only manifest through desire, faith, or the spoken word. The Bible also backs this claim, since Jesus clearly tells that man must make the first move. In Matthew chapter 7, verse 7, it says that, "Ask, and it shall be given you. Seek, and ye shall find. Knock, and it shall be opened unto you." God, along with the universe, is always ready to grant the desires of our hearts. However, sometimes our fear stands between us and our highest ideals and desires. Wishing without worrying is the key to instant fulfillment of our wishes. With this, we must learn to erase fear from our consciousness. Whether it's the fear of lack, fear of failure, fear of sickness, and fear of loss. This part in the chapter tells us how Jesus would address fearful people back then. He said, "Why are you fearful, O ye of little faith?" Matthew 8:26. In order to remove fear, we must fill ourselves with faith. We must do everything we can to impress the subconscious mind with the realization of good. If we want our dreams to come true, we must believe it's already ours and God will give it to us at the right time. Those were the key points in the first chapter. In the next video, we will be breaking down the second chapter, which talks about how man can change his conditions by changing his words. Always remember, your thoughts have power to change your life. Till next time, thank you for watching.